Ladies and gentlemen, are there plans to impeach the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua from office? And can the plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua succeed? And can William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, allow his deputy to be impeached from office? Those are the three questions which most Kenyans are currently asking. Let me try and answer the first question. Are there plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua? The truth of the matter is that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objectives. Nothing happens out of mere coincidence. There is no way Kenyans can just decide to wake up one day and start talking about plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. So I don't want to rule out the possibility of plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua.
I want to say that yes, we have heard and we have seen that there are efforts to bring an impeachment motion against the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, with very frivolous accusations. Accusations that when they were in a cabinet meeting, he actually opposed the finance bill. The finance bill, I think we should be clapping for that man, because the finance bill ultimately was rejected by Kenyans. And it says he has a connection with the ground, as opposed to those people who went to parliament to represent people, but no longer represent people, but represent an individual who tells them what to do. This is very, very unfortunate. And we must say that where an impeachment motion is being considered against the Deputy President, I would want to make it very, very clear that that is an affront towards the mountain. And it is really an attack on us as a people. And we will not take it lying, but it has its consequences. Whoever feels that that is the way to go, we kindly tell them, bring it on. We will deal with it when the time comes.
And the second question is, can those plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua succeed? The truth is, if there are such plans against Rigathi Gachagua, they can easily succeed. Because Rigathi Gachagua has created so many enemies, including from the mountain. 2027 politics will be also at play. And of course, William Ruto would also be happy to impeach Rigathi Gachagua for him to succeed in his 2027 political equation. And the last question is, can Ruto allow Rigathi Gachagua to be impeached? I've always opined on this platform that politics has only two constants: the interest and betrayal. As long as the interest of William Ruto and those of Rigathi Gachagua are not converging, William Ruto can readily allow him to be impeached. And two things are also very clear. Number one, this narrative about impeaching Rigathi Gachagua is coming just a few days after William Ruto had actually dissolved his entire cabinet. Which means Rigathi Gachagua is being told that we fired the entire cabinet. Nothing will stop us from impeaching you. And of course, it's also coming at a time when Raila Odinga has also expressed interest in working with William Samoei Arap Ruto, which means the game of numbers is also sorted out. The mountain delivered the numbers to William Ruto, Parliament, and the actual vote. Raila Odinga will cover for the votes which Rigathi Gachagua brought, and of course, even in Parliament, Raila Odinga will bring numbers. In this video, I want us to figure out whether there are plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. But before you do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. And again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. A cup of coffee only goes for 200 and you can do more. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. And I want to play for you this short clip prepared by KTN about the same story. And then I want to reveal to you guys what you might not know about this entire impeachment story. Listen into this story.
For close to 6 months now, the relationship between President William Ruto and his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua has been frosty, often differing in various decisions making by the executive, the latest one being the controversial finance bill and members of the opposition joining government. KTN News can now authoritatively confirm that there have been meetings planned by anti-Gachagua leaders to impeach him. According to the petition, the Deputy President is being accused of being irresponsible, blackmailing the President and holding him hostage. He has incited his natives to believe taxation is only meant for them and not for the whole country, opposed to taxation and rejected the finance bill in the cabinet, a move that left the government with an egg on the face. He held a meeting with disgruntled avocado farmers and the Nyamakema traders at his current residence on diverse dates, where he ordered KRA to revert taxes from 3 million shillings back to 2.5 million shillings. He's also been accused of insubordination. He opposed the demolition of houses along Nairobi River, which is his mandate under the executive order of 2023, forcing the transfer of the mandate to head of public service Felix Kosgei. His shareholders' remarks, where he demands 47% of the shares, betraying the tenets of presidency, which is a uniting factor. The president has allegedly complained that Gachagua demands unreasonable shares of appointments, looking anything from parochial tribal angle. Impeachment of a deputy president is under Article 150 of the Constitution. Among the grounds for impeachment include gross violation of the Constitution and gross misconduct. According to sources, the latest meeting to plan the impeachment was held last week. The deputy president has been at loggerheads with some former cabinet secretaries and legislators who accuse him of dividing them and playing the tribal card.
Ladies and gentlemen, in your own opinion, do you think those are grounds enough to impeach Rigathi Gachagua? As a matter of fact, impeaching the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya is under Article 145 of our Constitution. It's actually removal of the president by impeachment. The ones for the deputy president is similar. Let me just read for you part of it before we dive in. Number one, a member of the National Assembly, supported by at least a third of all members, may move a motion for the impeachment of the president. This one can be easily achieved. The story is told how one of the cabinet secretaries from the mountain convened a meeting and already signatures have been collected. I can assure you, getting a third of the signatures from members of parliament is a very easy thing. And it says, these are the grounds. A, on the grounds of gross violation of the provisions of this constitution or any other law. Remember, at some point, Rigathi Gachagua was accused of funding the Gen Zs. That's enough ground for anybody to initiate an impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. And B, where there are serious reasons for believing that the president, for this matter, the deputy president, has committed a crime under national or international law. And that's why I played for you the clip by KTN, because it captured most of it. And of course, there is also the ground for gross misconduct. Do you think Rigathi Gachagua can be impeached based on those grounds? I'm not so sure. And he says, number two, if a motion under clause 1 is supported by 2/3, so it means for you to successfully impeach the president, you need 2/3. A, that's after the National Assembly. A, the speaker shall inform the speaker of the Senate of that resolution within 2 days, and the president shall continue to perform the functions of the office pending outcome of the proceedings required by this article. So which means legally the president can be impeached. But I doubt if there are plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. The whole narrative is actually intended to achieve the following objectives. Number one, it is intended to divert the attention of the country from the real issues. In this country today, there are two real issues. The first issue is the story about the Gen Zs and their demands that Ruto must go. So how do you kill the story or the song Ruto must go? You bring in the name of the deputy president, kind of engineer impeachment process, which will head nowhere. And then Kenyans, in their typical way, will then focus on that. So it's actually intended to divert the attention of the country from the Ruto must go. And also, there is this thing, the Adani JKA deal. And I want to ask Kenyans not to move their eyes away from that deal. That deal is being pushed. And that deal is a serious deal. Someone wants to divert your attention from it. So that by the time you'll come out of Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, the deal shall have been signed. Remember, Musalia Mudavadi told Kenyans that there is no deal. The other day, was it yesterday? He published a whole page explaining how that deal is clean. William Ruto has come out to explain the deal. So there's something fishy in that deal, and they want you guys to forget about it. So that is number one. They want to divert the attention. Number two, I'm also looking at it as part of a strategy to rally the mountain around Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua has emerged as the face of the mountain. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua is not fighting for the interest of Kenyans at all. For him, his focus is the mountain. And I've always believed that that is by design. So William Ruto's intention, because he has realized that he has lost the ground in the mountain, but he still needs the mountain. What do? You engineer impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. The mountain, Mutu wa Jumba, will come and rally around Rigathi Gachagua and see him as one of their own. Then towards the tail end of that process, William Ruto will come out to defend Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua will succeed, the mountain already around him, and then he will emerge as a hero who forced William Ruto to reappoint him again as a running mate. And of course, they shall have made a name as a defender of the mountain. So we'll tell the mountain that because William Ruto is going in 2032, I am the only person who can defend you. So if you look at it from a critical perspective, it could be a strategy to rally the mountain around Rigathi Gachagua. Then Rigathi Gachagua will finally deliver them to William Ruto at the right time. Number three, and this is something I've also been thinking about. You know, during the Gen Z protest, so many groups were accused of funding it. Uhuru Kenyatta, Rigathi Gachagua. You know, Rigathi Gachagua is a deputy president. So when you just wake up and you accuse Rigathi Gachagua of funding the Gen Z protest, it's not a small matter. It's a big thing. Then how do you sustain that narrative? You come up with an impeachment motion, then someone along the way will try to justify on the floor of the House how Rigathi Gachagua funded this Gen Z protest. So that in the eyes of Kenyans, it will be like, oh, kumbe it's Rigathi Gachagua who mobilized these people. Kumbe these protests were not organic. That one only requires a political eye to understand. And number four is about 2027 politics. I want to assume, because I'm giving theories, that Ruto might actually be interested in replacing Rigathi Gachagua in 2027, but not necessarily removing him as a deputy president. But he wants to replace him in 2027. But now he wants to have him. So keep Rigathi Gachagua busy. You know, I want to impeach you. Rigathi Gachagua will be provoked. He will get angry with the president. He will start campaigning probably. If he can't tame his anger, he will be forced out of government. He will just be forced to resign. Yeah? William Ruto will then get the opportunity to replace him. in 2027. Because Rigathi Gachagua is not a pushover. This is a man who forced himself on William Ruto. William Ruto did not really want Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president. Yeah. And lastly, I'm also looking at it from the perspective of, that William Ruto is sending a warning to Rigathi Gachagua against going against the government. And that's why if you listened to that clip by NTV, it was very clear some of the grounds which they want to use, which for me, they really don't make sense. How do you impeach Rigathi Gachagua because he said no to the finance bill? How? While at the end of the day, William Ruto also withdrew the bill. How do you remove him from that? How do you remove Rigathi Gachagua merely because he met some people in the mountain? Some traders from Yamakema, you know? So, just a warning. Don't. If you go there, we'll push for your impeachment. And Rigathi Gachagua will sit down, take his pen and a calculator and work on the numbers in parliament, and he'll realize that he can easily be removed. So he'll easily toe the line. If you enjoyed this video, please kindly let me know in the comment section that I have enjoyed the video. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.